as that went, and you've come a long way since then.
Yeah, I think I'm getting better. That's what's important. I mean, I don't think I'm in my prime yet. I'm only 28 years old. I think I'm approaching my prime, like you said. So definitely, I feel like this is the right time for this fight. A lot of people ask, why this fight? Why Chad Dawson? But why not Chad Dawson? So that's how I feel about it. He seems to feel the same way. And here we are. September 8th is around the corner.
Now, Froch is now the IBF champ at super middleweight and the #1 ranked. And but you got your eyes set on the light heavyweight division as well. Would you be interested in that fight coming down the road? Or?
With Froch?
Yeah.
Yeah. All of those options are options. It's nothing is off the table. In this sport, anything is an option. So you just you stay focused on what's in front of you, which I always do. And a guy told me that the other day that if you beat Dawson, there's nobody out there. There's always somebody out there. Whether it's an old wolf, lying in wait somewhere, or if it's a young buck on his way up. So it's always somebody out there.
So Andre, everyone was saying that you didn't want to play Brute before. Do you think Froch kind of vindicated that? Taking care of him so easily.
I didn't talk down about Brute. I never said I wouldn't fight Brute. The facts of the matter is I said that he should fight somebody. Sometimes in this sport, it's all about the physical. People want you to go in there and just put it on the line, blood, sweat, and tears. They don't want you to think outside the ring. Well, me and my team, we put our head together, and we figured, the fight would be even bigger if he showed his worth against an A-class level fighter. And he had his opportunity against Carl Froch. He fell short. I take nothing away from Brute. You got to take your hat off to the man for coming right back and going straight at Carl Froch again. And that's not a fight that's off the table. If he vindicates himself against Carl Froch, he's right back in the mix. So we never refuse to fight.
Thanks.
Everybody else?
Oh, yeah. When you fought Froch, you told me you didn't want to stay on the end of his punches, and you worked your game plan to a T, and you smothered him. I mean, he couldn't do anything. You bowled him around the ring. But Chad Dawson kind of presents a different set of circumstances in that he's quicker fisted, he's able to punch short. What kind of adjustments do you see yourself making, and are you approaching this with a more varied game plan as opposed to any other fighter you fought before?
I don't know. Yeah, it's just different. I mean, it's different. He's different height, different reach, different style. But each fight is like that, And if you want to be a great in this sport, you have to learn to adjust. And you gotta, if you look at the fight with, Zab Judah and Floyd Mayweather, the first 6 rounds was tight, but then you see you see Floyd pull away second half of the fight. You see the fight with Gotti, Floyd goes out there from round 1, and it's no contest. Every fight is different, but you got to stay focused, you got to stay poised, and you keep finding a way. You find a way, and that's what I plan on doing in this fight. Just because Chad Dawson has got a height and a reach advantage, because Chad Dawson has beat, this guy and that guy. From a media standpoint, you guys may be wild by that stuff, but I'm not. I respect it, but I'm coming September 8th to get something and to keep something, and that's all I'm focused on.
Let me ask you this. You haven't fought for a year, but obviously feel prepared.
It's been 8 months.
8 months, almost a year. Do you kind of wish that you had taken another fight in between this, or rather than go straight into the fight with Dawson and Southpaw?
My body needed a rest, number one. Come off of 2 years of grueling fights back-to-back. And I had a lot of injuries leading up to the Froch fight that we didn't talk about. And that was just from the grind. It's not just the fight that we have to deal with. We have to deal with the training camp. So I needed that rest physically, mentally. Chad has had a fight in between against Bernard. This isn't the first time I've been off 8 or 9 months. Shouldn't be a problem. I don't abuse my body. I stay in shape. And, I think I got youth on my side. I'm not 35, 36, 37. So it shouldn't be a problem come September 8th.
One more question. Chad, at times, you can visibly frustrate him in the ring. You get where he gets tentative, or he just gets out of his game plan. He doesn't let his hands go where he's at his best. Is that part of maybe your game plan to throw him off?
For me, regardless of Chad Dawson's highs and lows in the fight, when that bell rings, and even now, 3 weeks out, I'm locked in. And that's going to be the difference in this fight. Again, they're making a lot of noise about advantages and Chad Dawson's trainer said if you take 10 of Chad Dawson's combinations and 10 of Andre Ward's combinations, Chad's are way prettier. Well, there's nothing pretty going to be about this fight. And that's what it boils down to. It's about getting my hand raised and like I keep saying, finding a way to get it done. And the biggest mistake that Team Dawson is making is when they look at the tape, nothing jumps out at them. Nothing impresses them. And they don't think much of it. And, you know, his trainer has done his job in trying to make it seem like he's the underdog. Well, you know, I don't look at odds, so I don't know who's the underdog and who's supposed to win this fight. But I do know that they don't think much of me based on what they've said, and we've used that in my preparation. And they've given me some superficial compliments because they have to, but they really don't think much of me. But, you know, obviously, you know, I got an opportunity to change that when the bell rings September 8th.